Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Longbangers in association with Leaf Spirits. I'm Matty.
Hello, I'm Colin.
How you doing, Colin? You finished delivering the milk tray and that?
It's a green jumper.
Is it? Looks black in here, aye.
It's green.
It's like very suave.
It's next
Oh,
wool.
I actually you can see it a bit more in
See
the
it?
light there, aye. A bit
Uh,
of a sort of like British racing green sort of
that's it.
colour, aye. Because
That's exactly it.
you did look like part way to being a Bond villain,
Yep.
especially with sitting kind of looking nice and relaxed there as well.
Thank you.
But you
Take that as a compliment.
should be relaxed. 2-0 win today for the Hibs into the top
Yep.
6. What the fuck were we worried about?
Cruising. I know. Don't know what we're worried about. It wasn't a great game, but it was.
No.
It's the win that matters for now, eh? It's like we're not going to start moaning about performances yet. We'll take the points and be thankful.
So same lineup started last week against Dundee, and it started in the derby. Happy with that, or would you like to have seen it freshened up?
But before the game, I was fine with it. But on reflection, maybe I would have liked to see it freshened up because the first hour was pretty turgid, really. But when it came in, like I was talking to our friend, we call him that again, Dave. That's when the team came in,
Yep.
and I were like, fine, good, because it's they were good the other night, so I was alright with it at the time. I'm not really sure what you could. I mean, there's subs there, obviously Levitt and all that came on, and Yuan, but so we do have options now to make changes, but I
We
don't
do.
think I would have probably been more surprised if there was a change.
Aye, I don't think it would. I don't think we would have expected to see a change based on how we'd played the last 2 games, and
Aye,
everybody's fit. And I think I can't remember whether we talked about it on Sunday. Montgomery tends to use the substitutions to keep it fresh rather than necessarily
yeah.
shaking up the starting lineup. And I noticed you used the word turgid. This is
Uh-huh.
a bone of contention for a couple of folk on Hibs. Hibiraj, in particular, Hibiraj does listen. So,
Have I used the word wrong?
he is adamant that it doesn't fit the context when you're talking about it because turgid means swollen and distended or congested, but it also means, if you're talking about language or style, tediously pompous or bombastic.
It's
Right,
definitely that.
so boring, pretty much.
All
And
right, but it was congested as well because they had like 2 banks of 5, so it was a bit dull.
yeah, does turgid mean boring, says Google, and it says boring and too serious about its subject matter. So I
Mm.
think you're fine to use it, and those that moan about it on Hibs.net need to just go
I
and
wrong? Yeah.
yeah, correct themselves. Had the argument on there as well. I'm like, no, words change, yeah. Like words
Mm.
don't always mean the same thing forever. Like they do change and get different definitions attributed to them. And
It's like wicked in that,
aye,
and that's fire. That's a new one as well.
is
That
it
means it's good.
and
Doesn't
lit?
mean it's burning.
Yeah, something's lit also. But Hibs were not lit today. It would be fair to say, at least for the first
Mhm.
hour. Do you think we should have expected a sort of? I heard Callum Laidlaw on Sports Sound after saying it was like a leggy performance. Is that
Mhm.
understandable given the week that we've had?
What we just had an extra game than normal.
But the big games, the way like I would say like the performance against Dundee last week was a must
Aye.
win. Like it wasn't just like a Hibs Dundee, just like a in inverted commas like a standard game. It was a
Right.
big
Yeah.
game on Wednesday night at the Derby, and he's played the same team in each of them.
Mm.
So that's a
Did
wee
Ross
bit
County
big.
have a
But
game midweek? They
uh,
did.
aye,
Maybe Tuesday night, maybe though. I I don't know. Do we make an excuse there? It was an extra game, but they had a game, so it wasn't extra. They might have got an extra day, but it was a bigger game than they played. I don't know. don't know. Would you making one or two changes make that big a difference? You'd need to make about 11 changes to see a difference, would you
To
not?
offset it, I think Ken.
Or 10. Keeper wouldn't, because he didn't run about.
No, no. That's like keepers when it gets like extra time in cup finals and that, and they talk
Aye,
about them being knackered. I'm going, keeper can't be fucking knackered in extra time.
aye.
When it gets the penalties, the keeper must still be pretty
I
fresh.
think they're just tired. It's like that tired if you if you drive to like Devon or something, but you're tired, but you've not done anything, but you've been concentrating a long time.
Yeah, but they did it like so. I think Mayor's made of how much goalkeepers concentrate in a match. Then because there's
Aye.
definitely points where they can. I'm definitely not having to do anything. Kind of like when we've got a corner
Mhm.
and there's a
No,
bit of fanning
it,
about.
like this is the pre-prepared, right? But we were sitting the day I was in the famous five, like near the front in the comfy seats, and I said to Grace, my daughter, like I says, I must be boring being a goalie, like because we're watching Marshall and he's like doing wee sort of shuttle runs across his 18-yard box. I
Yeah.
thought, how fucking dull is that? Get what she said? She said, see if I was somebody said to me I was to go in goals, I would just get up football. You've got a better chance of getting picked for like Scotland and that because there's not as many of them, eh? And if you're half
Aye.
decent, you're in the mix. But she was like, nah, I'd rather not play if I was playing goals. And I thought, I can make a coming for.
There's a few goalkeepers over the years that I think we'd wished hadn't played, like, such as an experience of them. Um, aye, so the first half, I mean, there wasn't really a great deal to talk about. What I would say is when I saw who the referee was, I was expecting there to be at least a couple of clangers, and I think apart from one tackle that Mariah Welsh made right at the start of the
Aye,
game,
yeah,
where he gave a free kick when it was never ever a free kick, he did all right. Like he was a bit fussy with things, but I'm no like I have I think we've got an episode where we're not going to be talking about VAR or referee decisions unless I think we might talk about a potential penalty.
potentially. Aye,
Aye,
that's what I was going to say because that was
maybe
right in
then.
front of me. Yeah,
Maybe then. Right, first half. I got only real chance I properly remember us having was the one where Marcondes kind of took it round the keeper and the keeper has managed to get a foot on it to save. It's like a
um,
rebound. Do you remember
I
that
can't even
incident?
remember that. I don't. I don't. I remember. No, I honestly didn't. I can't remember that.
It was Maulida that had taken the initial shot. It was a really good move. Came down our right, got switched across to Maulida. He shot first time. Their keeper
Uh-huh,
saved. Marcondes is first on it. His touch is brilliant. Goes round the keeper
right,
and then he just stabs it towards goal. But the keeper just got up enough
right,
to make the save, and we got a corner. It would have been a cracking
right.
goal if it gone in. He probably should have scored, but put down good goalkeeping rather than poor finishing.
Mm. I think Marshall made a save in the first half as well, didn't they? The boy
Aye.
broke through like for another misplaced, but there was a lot of misplaced passes, especially in the first half of the day. I don't know if it was miscommunication or misplaced or a bit of both. But the boy picked one of them up and drove through, and he had two options, and he took the shot, which was on target, and Marshall saved it as
Yeah.
well.
I think Marshall had did two saves in the whole game. He had one in the second half as well when it was 1-0, which was a really good save. And that one, which was a pretty comfortable save as well. Good height for him, and it
Aye,
was quite central as well.
especially
The
he was concentrating on it, so it was good.
just in case it was happening. The what checks behind that with the misplaced passes because it was going on all over the park and it wasn't like limited to one player doing it. They were all at it. We basic ones like
Mhm.
Rocky passed one or beat a player right at the park when they were standing right next to each other.
Aye,
Um, Miller took a fresh air swipe at the ball trying to pass it with one of them, which might have been the one that led to the boy breaking away to take the
yeah.
shot.
Mariah
But
Welsh misplaced a couple as well. It wasn't a great. There was a few of them. Um, I don't know what was going on. That's what I'm saying. It was like there was one that I think Rocky played, and Venti left it because I think he thought, oh, it's going for Miller. And it was the boy just walked in between the two of them. Didn't even have
aye,
to run that fast and picked it up. And folk around me were blaming Rocky. And I'm like, well, there's two players there that have done, like, one's let it go by and the other one's just watched the other boy let him go by. It was like, one of you do something. Like,
yeah,
so, aye, it's, can you blame that on having a big game Wednesday night? I don't know. I don't know if you can.
I thought,
I'd like.
yeah.
I hope no, because like we want to be playing big games regularly.
Mhm.
So we can't be coming out the day after a big game and playing like that for 60 minutes.
Well, no. I mean, you didn't want to be like to have that sort of come down, do you? Where you go, you can only get up for the games that are
Yeah.
massive. But the crowd was quite flat today. I don't know. It just took us a while to get going, but we looked totally comfortable in the game as well, which is the flip side. Any time Ross County kind of got into the game, it was because we'd done something daft. Like we
Aye.
just okay, we'd give up possession doing something stupid. All Ross County did really was work hard. That was like kind of my takeaway for them first half,
Mm.
especially was they're running about a lot, but they offered nothing for the game
Aye.
really.
Yeah. Aye, they were
Um,
named. They were just trying to keep it tight, weren't they? That was their whole setup, which makes it hard as well. Like for the attacking team, but we need to get used to that. Like we struggle with that, and we keep struggling. We struggled with it way back in the championship. Never
aye,
mind. Never mind now, but teams will be better and fitter than teams that we played against in the championship. We just keep struggling with breaking down tight defences, and if we're going to be spending all this money and bringing all these players in and being a better team, it's going to be happening most weeks.
yeah. So we definitely have to get used to doing it.
Yeah.
I thought we kind of chipped away at it. I don't know if it was like there are some similarities with Dundee last week where we had that maybe half hour before the team got going, but then once we hit our stride, we kept it up and deserved to win. This time it really took, I think, to the second half. Like we were in control of the first half, never really looked under threat other than that shot that you mentioned. Half time, Levitt came on for Mariah Welsh. And probably it's fair to say made the difference in the game.
Well, the team got better. I think I wasn't that surprised that he made a sub. Um, I think though somebody said to me that Mariah Welsh was maybe carrying a knock for midweek, so I don't know. But then he wasn't great today either, so it could have been a bit of both. That he's carrying something maybe he shouldn't have played, but also he wasn't very good today.
Mhm.
So, and I think folk probably thought, oh, fucking was Levitt going today? Probably might have even me, but I thought he was good, especially for
Yes.
an hour in. Because we'll come on to the goals and that, but he was decent. He was all right.
I
Is
actually
that,
think
is that a
Mariah.
compliment? He was all right.
I don't know. I thought it was better than all right. I think that's like that.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't sound
I
good enough, eh?
no, it was better than all right. It was like I say. I think it was the difference between the teams. We'd had a couple of chances before we scored. I think probably the most glaring one was when Boyle broke down the right, got to the byline, cut it back, and then for whatever reason, Vente from
Aye,
his
just
six
left
yards
it.
out, he dummied it. And you thought, is he
Mhm.
dead? It was
I
mental,
know.
but you could almost hear, do you know, like when everybody shouts "man on" in the crowd, but it
Aye.
was "what the fuck are you doing?" Like
Aye.
it was the
Well,
collective shout.
I was in, as I've already said, where I was sitting, and it was obviously right at that end, and everybody went, "What the fuck?" Everybody was standing with their hands out, and Boyle was standing looking at everybody with his hands out, doing the same fucking thing. Everybody's going, "What the fuck?" But you can almost see, like, if that had come off, and whoever it was that was behind
My
had
leader
played
would
it
be,
in, you'd have been
yeah,
going, "Oh, what a great bit of play, vision, like, blah blah blah." But it wasn't there, eh? So it wasn't good. You should have fucking taken the shot. Like, surely your main striker should be a greedy bastard, like wanting all the
it's
goals. But he's very unselfish, and that might be why we were moaning about him playing in midfield effectively earlier in the season, and maybe he's not got as many goals as we hoped. I think he's scored a few, but he's not got as many as we hoped he might get, because he often looks for an option rather than the shot.
mhm.
And that was a
It's
blatant one, like to get a
aye.
shot away there.
I'd actually said to Josh at the time, it's like yeah, you need your number nine to score
Yeah,
that. Even if he doesn't score, like the keeper saves it, you want them to be that sort of selfish way in those positions. Eh? Like you say, if it comes off, everyone goes, "What a good goal!" But just didn't take the fucking chance. Just put it away.
yeah. That was
And
Miller played Boyle in there, eh? And Boyle cut it back. Um, that was a decent bit of play because we did play it, even though it was like a boring. game. But there was flashes of actually good bits of play, I thought.
I think so. I think that when we were talking about um, like a style of play emerging for the
Mm,
team, I think we saw it again today. There's definitely like relationships building amongst the players with this. They're getting an understanding and starting to kind of put combinations and moves together to attack. Um, and I thought like even though we were a bit sloppy with the passes at times, you could definitely see that we were in control of the game and we kept control of the game for the way that we moved the ball about.
mm.
And I thought that the team showed like a good understanding. For all it wasn't like totally fluent all the time. I thought it was like the final ball so often was what was letting us down. It was like an overhit cross or there was a few like second half, especially we were breaking in the ball into the box with just behind somebody or
Yeah.
or just in front of them. Kind of like one of these things are the dummy when they shouldn't. And funnily enough, when we do actually get the goal, it's Fenty picking the ball up wide. Was this after the wee turn for Levitt? Was that the first
Aye,
goal?
leave it in the midfield. Yeah, yeah.
Aye, he did brilliantly. A nice wee sort of Zidane turn.
Is it the
Um,
anthem?
Zidane
It's a
turn, aye.
Maradona turn, I thought it was called.
Is it?
I don't know why
Ah,
though. I don't know why it's called. I don't know if I've just made that up.
I would have associated it more with Zidane, the kind of double drag
Yeah.
back type thing when you
Mhm.
change direction. I think
Aye, it was
Maradona did
good.
that as well. They're both good players, to be fair.
Maradona was all right. Aye, he was all right.
Aye.
But that
Um,
that was that was where it started. Aye, he played it. It was on the
to,
right hand
to,
side.
to Venti, so Venti collected it on the right, put the cross in,
Aye.
and to be fair, it wasn't a great cross, but the keeper just,
Oh, aye.
just he had like a wee rush of blood to the head. I think the defender goes in front of him. This is about he's going down to collect it. The defender runs in front of him. He obviously loses sight of the ball for a second. It bounces off him,
Wasn't
and
he
then
concentrating, mate?
he was concentrating. Um, and then our leader was there just to poke it home, so to
Yeah.
speak. I mean, good instinctive striker play. You couldn't really miss, but it was. I thought it was almost like ironic that that would be the type of goal that we would score from, given the way that the
Aye.
the day had been going. Um, Ross County then had a chance to come back into it, where Marshall pulls off a good save. That I think it was for Brophy, who probably should have scored as well, but we give Marshall the credit there. Other than that, I didn't think Ross County looked like they were ever
Nah.
really kind of going to get back into it. And then once
Never felt
they,
like never. Not at any point would you sit and go, "Oh, I've seen this movie before," and all the kind of things you get to
aye,
hear. Didn't hear anybody worried about it. We had a chance before the goal. Marcondes got a sort of stabbed a wee shot away, and the keeper turned it.
aye, that would have been I think my leader paid the ball into him. McConaughey's just side footed. It was like
Aye.
aye, it was like a really clever finish. If it had gone in, they would have been
Yeah.
talking about it for ages on Sports Scene
There
about
was
how
no much backlift in that.
aye, look at the technique in it. It's just he'd almost disguised the shot the way that he hit it. So that
Yeah.
was unlucky. And then we had a shout for a penalty on Boyle. I presume this was the one you were talking about in the group chat where the crosses come in
Aye.
and it goes past Boyle, but the boy also
Just
just
carried on right to it.
bundles him over.
I was up shouting for it.
So did
There wasn't
I.
loads of folk shouting for it though around me, but or on the pitch. Obviously, Boyle was had his hand up, but I thought, well, he's cleaned about in the box. I didn't think it matters anymore if the balls went past you or anything like that because we saw when the Celtic boy got the shot away, they got the foul for after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned another example.
Well, the one that sprung to mind for me about where the ball is in relation to where the incident was when we played. I think it was last season when we played Celtic at Easter Road and Stevenson went in on McGregor. So it was like
Aye,
a low cross came in and they both missed it, but
yeah,
Stevenson's dived in as if he was going to block a shot that just never came in, and then they ended up kind of colliding with McGregor, and the referee gave a penalty even though neither of them were near the ball. And I'm like,
mhm,
well, it's the same principle, isn't it? Like Boyle was got in to win the ball. He's not got close to it, but there's a foul after it. So why is it? I just don't
yeah.
get why they didn't look at it, or because it didn't even.
No,
We never got the referee standing with a finger in his ear, and
no, well, I thought we went for. Did we get a corner or something around about then, or was it subs? Subs getting made, and I thought, oh, well, they'll be having a wee look. But you did get told or fuck all, eh? Like you
nah,
don't know if they are checking it or no, because There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing telling you, so you don't know if it got checked and they went, "Nah, you're all right." But I've not seen it back in the telly, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't far away from it. It was right in my eye line. I was second row for the front. Pretty sure he got cleaned out.
Aye. I just put it into another frustrating one. Obviously, this one didn't matter in the end. Um, Boyle came off no long after. Yuan came on, and then we got the second goal. You want to talk us through the second goal? Do you remember it?
Uh, I just remember Levitt finishing it. Do you talk? Can you mind me how he got the ball? I can't remember. It was a nice finish in the bottom corner. He just passed it in the bottom corner, but how it got there, I can't quite remind it.
Nah, I think it got played into. I think we were sort of camped in their half and putting good pressure on. I can't remember if Joe Gill was involved
I
in it.
think by this
Fun
time,
enough, having
Giantis was on, wasn't he?
yeah,
And so Giantis dropped back into the two in the 4-2-3-1, and Levitt moved into the three, replacing. So he replaced Marcondes in that position rather than it looks like Giantis is coming on for
yeah,
Marcondes, but I actually think they've put Levitt forward and Giantis has replaced Levitt in the two. So, but I can't remember who got the ball, mate. And I've not watched it back. I've not seen it back. So
no, I've not seen it
apologies.
back either.
Kind of
But
mind.
he collects it just at the sort of 18 yard edge of the 18 yard line. It goes. I think if he necessarily dribbles past, but he sort of evades a couple of
Aye,
players and then just finds the corner with a shot. Brilliant finish, and a brilliant bit of play for Levitt. And then once it went 2-0, you were that's fucking game done, wasn't it? Like there was no
yeah.
way Ross County were coming back into it. So that put us into the top six.
I thought it was a wee bit weird. Sorry, just on that. I was just remembering something when Marcondes was going off. He looked a bit unhappy about getting subbed, and I thought he was being a bit playing it up because in the last minute before he got subbed, he was giving it that with a hand, Ken, like the no, 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 didn't give me the ball
Aye,
style stuff to somebody I wasn't wanting to pass. Then he had the hands on the hips, and then within a minute he got hooked, and he's giving it the fucking me. And I thought, mate, you weren't wanting to pass a minute ago because you're fucked.
I think he was just running the
I,
clock down a wee bit because he went away and like shook the
mm,
referee's hand on the way
aye,
off and
but I think
everything.
that was
Ken,
because he had a wee go at the ref earlier, and he was trying to apologise for him because he had a go at the ref earlier when he gave them the drop ball. Mind, I think it was for a head knock or something.
aye,
And he was like, fuck, you giving him a drop off or we had the ball or
it
whatever he
should have
was
been
arguing
us.
with him. I
Aye,
think he was arguing with him there and he's obviously trying to say sorry for it. But I was a wee bit like, you're playing up to you're playing it up here, mate. Like, because he never had a good game the day. Like, and we obviously can see he's a good player. We spoke about two chances he had, but I thought he was pretty poor today. And we like he's clearly a good player. He should be dominating games like
hmm
that. Like if he can play against Hearts like he did, we need him against Ross County to go and just like blow them out the water.
aye, aye. He was as wasteful as everybody else today. A couple of good moments, but
I know. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on this one though. It's when Rocky gives the ball away, folks say he's shite and he's not good enough. But when Marcondes gives the ball away, aye, the other players are known his wavelength.
aye, I actually said that for a pass that Levitt had made. Um, Levitt had picked up the ball in midfield. I think he was actually going for Marcondes. Marcondes had made a different run, and Levitt played into it was like one of these lovely disguised passes. But he
Uh-huh.
just ended up getting the ball away. I said to
Yeah.
Josh, I was like, I don't care who to blame there because that's it's like a really good space that he's played that ball into, but there's nothing there. I, I
Aye.
think if somebody should be
Why
there
is
and
nobody
they're
there?
not.
Aye.
Aye,
Yeah.
like that thing about not being on the same wavelength. Right, let's go to the talking points. Because I think we can cover results elsewhere as well, which will come up here. So, first one, Ventus Plenty says results elsewhere largely going our way. What's not to like? And when we next go on a manager hunt, hopefully not for a while yet, can we immediately discount the opinion of those fans who wanted to bring in Neil Warnock?
I just get them list their name. Nobody will admit to that anymore.
Aye, well, they will.
It's
It's
funny though, because that's the Mr. Shouty man, eh? Get the shouty guy and he'll not take any shit. That's that batch of
aye,
manager. So that's how it can work.
it's an interesting one. And I think not that we'll spend much time talking about Aberdeen. their board were getting praised for taking action quickly to sack
Uh-huh.
Barry Robson when it was clear that it wasn't working. Well, others were getting criticised for sticking with Montgomery.
Yeah.
Now, I ken who's in a better position now, but I didn't necessarily think that proves a point either way, because last season they did the same thing and Barry Robson turned them around.
That's right. Aye. They
So,
got the third place, didn't they?
aye. But then I suppose it's that thing about like the short termism with managers. Like Barry Robson appeared to be the right man for the job for 2 or 3 months, and then
They
kind
should
of
never appoint him. The whole time we said that on the thing, I was like, I didn't think he would last till Christmas, but it lasted longer.
mhm.
And here's hoping, anyway, relegation, here's hoping,
But
fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed. Fingers crossed. They're in a bad way. It was a mental day for results. Like obviously Motherwell winning at Ibrox wasn't a great result for us, although it's one of those ones you go, it is good because Rangers got
For
beat.
what?
But
Aye.
um, Kelly and Dundee drew, which was a good result for us because Kelly were losing that game right up until injury time, wasn't it?
I know, and I'm a bit stuck on that one, right? Because I thought, although they drew, and before the game I was saying our draw's probably what we want there, because then we'll jump Dundee if we beat Ross County.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were sitting as seventh in the league, I think, or eighth, maybe even at one point today in the results, um, Dundee winning would have we were a lot closer to Kilmarnock.
It's like
I'm looking past Dundee. You know
they
what I mean?
bunch up. I was having this conversation. It's
Mm,
like they start to bunch up in the middle, so you didn't have one team
aye,
that's because obviously St Mirren beating Aberdeen helps us in that we put some daylight between us and Aberdeen, but
yeah,
we want to catch St Mirren, so it didn't
aye,
help us in that sense.
yeah. Because a couple of a draw in the Aberdeen game and Dundee maybe winning, although we would have been sitting seventh or eighth in the league instead of sixth. I think we would have been talking about fourth a lot more.
Aye,
It would have felt more realistic because we were saying the other night, even if we can get to six within 6 points for the top six, we would have been 6 points tonight.
aye. I don't think fourth is out the question. I fancy us to
Mm,
finish the season strongly. It's just how strong and how well St Mirren and Kelly and Dundee, I suppose, keep up the
yeah,
momentum. So did Dundee drop out of the top six? We swap places with them.
I think
I
so.
take it, yeah.
I think that's what happened. Yeah.
So, Kelly and St Mirren, we've got two kind games next, like with Ross County and Livingston to come, which hopefully you take full points for those ones. I don't know. I think it's up for grabs. I don't. I'm going from looking over our shoulder and thinking, fucking hell, we could get dragged into the playoff here, to now thinking fourth isn't
Yeah.
out of the question by
See,
any stretch of the imagination.
we're seven behind Kilmarnock and eight behind St Mirren.
Have we
And
got a game in hand though?
we do.
Aye,
But before those last minute goals, it was five behind St Mirren. You know what I mean?
shows you. Yeah. Makes you think.
And that's where, well, it does. It really does. Because that's what I was thinking. And then I seen the goals going and I thought, I'm delighted for Aberdeen. But then I thought, is that like maybe a
Aye.
draw would have done, you know?
Right, Andrew McBee, fresh from his down the slope appearance, says, why did Kirby Nisbet go to Hanover today instead of spending the afternoon with Matty Jack on his delayed 40th birthday? I guess it's only Matty Jack's delayed 40th. So John's
Oh,
not 40, um, but I don't know why. You need to ask him.
that's interesting.
Aye,
Aye.
you need to ask him, McBee.
He wasn't in
Ro-
that photo either, enough either. No, never thought about that.
well, it's a mystery, isn't it?
Ah,
Only John can tell us. We'll ask him when he comes back. Um, Robert Cherry said a great result, could use some subs. It's an interesting point because the subs were like a talking point on Wednesday, but for different reasons. They were kind of critical Montgomery's subs, but his subs definitely kind of freshened up the team. And actually,
yeah.
just looking at the next talking point, which is from Mike, he says the subs really helped us to get over the line. It wasn't pretty, however, huge 3 points. Felt our players looked jaded today. Just didn't seem to be playing as quick as they can. Did well to break the county lines. County happy to play for a point. Happy to be back in the top six. You happy with the subs today?
I think we're used to them now, eh? It's the same ones.
It pretty much is, eh? Like, you mentioned it before, you can set your watch by it pretty much.
But now it's the same players as
Yeah,
well. You know, it's not even like it was 70 minutes today was one of them, but obviously 45 is a bit earlier than normal. Um, but you know it's Giantis for Marcondes and you know that's the
aye.
Ewan for Boyle or Venti. It was Lafondre, by the way, Lafondre I thought made a difference when he came on. We never mentioned him.
He did. Aye. I think he's a clever player, Lafondre. Like,
Yeah,
I just think he's a player that adds to our forward line. I actually think he offers more than Venti a lot of the time
yeah.
when he's on, and that
He was good
can,
through the middle, because when he's come through, he's not been the main man up front, and he was the one in the 4-2-3-1. And I thought he was pretty good. But there was a couple of them. There was balls came across, and that was the thing. You're looking at it, and you're going, that was decent. But the final ball was either overhit or there was one or a couple that they cut back
yeah.
and they cut it back, and you go, well, is Lafondre overran that, or has Juan played it too far behind them, sort of thing, you know? And it was maybe a bit of both. But there was good stuff. It just wasn't quite clicking. You
Mhm.
got another day, even though it wasn't good and it wasn't breathtaking football or anything. We could have easily won that game 3-4 nil.
Aye, yeah. I think that's a fair comment. Chris said, solid performance. We've played better, but it's all about the result. Week's rest and big performance in the cup. It's our trophy this year. We'll come on to it's like a wee bit of preview the Rangers game, but at the end of the episode, and just get your thoughts on that, Colin. Patrick McManus said Levitt played some brilliant forward passes, some loose, but always willing to try and play forward and in behind. Thought he was good coming on. But we kind of spoke about Levitt. There was one, not a highlight, well, highlight. It was symptomatic of our day. He got the ball west stand side of the pitch, just about halfway inside our half, and he had a bit of time on it. And he was looking to switch it, went to switch the ball, put it off one of their players' arses pretty much, and it landed back at his feet.
Yeah.
So then he's got a second chance at it, and he passed it straight to one of their boys. It was such like a kind of typical way for us to lose the ball. The way that game was going. But I thought overall Levitt had a really good game.
There was a
Right.
wee bit as well where Levitt and Boyle would just pass the ball back and forth to each other. Like
Aye. Just
5, 6 times. You're going,
yeah.
one of these days, son. Like,
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know. Are they waiting on somebody to come in? Somebody that knows more about football, what you say? They're waiting on somebody to come in and at the defender, then going towards one of them, and that means the other one's in space. I don't
Maybe.
know. But they're rattling it back that quickly to each other. No
Aye.
give the defender anything. The defender will go, well, I don't know what one might have run to.
I tell you, on the subject of firing the ball at each other, in the warm ups, I noticed Mariah Welsh. He when he passed the ball, passed it with some zip like him and
Aye.
Emiliano were passing fast, and you compare it to the players that were at the club before, who would be it was all easy passes, and now they're getting the ball sort of pinged at them. There's that thing
Aye.
about sort of lifting the standard for everybody, and you've got just like you want to play at a bit of a faster tempo, you hit the ball a bit harder, and you expect a bit more of the people receiving it to be able to control it. Aye. Anyway, just an observation I had. Right, Jeff Ashton's next talking point. Guess what word is used at the start of
Turgid.
the turgid? Right, Jeff's a clever guy.
Aye.
Turgid first half, but still should score that Malida Marcondes chance. Levitt definitely made the difference second half, and with better decision making in their box, we could have had five. Crucial save by Big Marsh at 1-0. Thought we looked leggy after Tiny. Correct. Right. Stephen Lumsden has sent a gift. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Did you hear it? Oh,
No.
that'll do, Donkey. That'll do. Correct. Talking to Donkey. So, yeah, 2-0. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. Stuart he said, great 3 points, poor game. We were so pedestrian first half, nothing came off for us. Second half, more direct, need to up the tempo against Rangers next week, as they'll have their tails up after getting beat from Motherwell. Rangers have also got that European game midweek as well, is it? They play Benfica, I think they
Oh,
got.
that rings a bell. Is it Benfica? Aye. I remember when we got the draw that they said they had a game written off.
Aye, that'll probably work in our favour as well, because that's obviously the Scuddied Hearts. They just, I think, just scraped past Killie in midweek.
Uh-huh.
got beat today, Benfica might not be a great game for them, but that's going to take quite a lot out of them to be fighting
Aye, hopefully.
for wins. So I hope it goes in their favour. And also the fact it's a cup game, and Ken Rangers they'll no pick and choose what they win, but they'll definitely want to prioritise the league. You would think.
Yeah.
So
Aye.
maybe be happy to write off the cup a wee bit. Right, Patrick McManus said, with Hibs not being at their best, did some of the players have an eye on the cup match next week? If so, we're in for a cup cracker. Would that
Mm.
explain it? I
No,
think.
I don't think that would be I don't think that would be the case. Do you?
No,
I
a
don't think
week.
that.
I think
Nah.
if the cup game had been on Wednesday night, I maybe would have thought it would have been more of a factor. But I think because we've got a week to recover and get set for it, I think they just it was more of the after effects of Wednesday night past
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
next Saturday. Gaz on Safari said, sloppy first half, but can maybe put that down to the midweek game. Delighted to see Levitt make the difference. Positive passing and cool finish for his goal. Rocky, my man of the match, 3 points and a clean sheet. Take that any day of the week. Just mentioned Rocky. I thought Rocky was absolutely terrific today.
Yeah.
My leader got sponsors man of the match. I probably would have picked Rocky for it. What about you?
I thought Rocky was good as well. Yeah, I would. I thought. Probably is Rocky man of the match. Really, I mean, it's funny picking a defender. I mean, they never really threatened us though.
Aye, but I thought everything he did today he did well. His decision making was good. He used his physical presence very well today. I mean, he ragdolled
Uh,
their forward a couple of times, and I just thought he was. I can't really remember him misplacing a putt. Other than that, I wanted a beat out in the touchline game, which was
aye.
a stupid one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought Rocky was he never put a foot wrong. Ryan Lyle said hard work getting the win, a lot of missed passes, but still creating chances. But for that final pass, the game should have been more comfortable. They never really came
Mm.
to play, so we had to break them down, and we'd done that. Neil Waters said Wednesday took its toll today with a poor first half. Head at Ross County, who stopped us getting anything going. Much better when the subs came on. Levitt pivotal and getting the 3 points. Winning ugly is a good sign. Momentum building with each performance, and the clean sheet is a welcome bonus. Clean sheet definitely something that's been a problem for us this season. Funny enough, Tom English mentioned it um, on Thursday when we had him on. But he pointed to the Celtic game in the Derby and saying, that it's like two of the top three teams that we played in the row scored from open play
I know. I hadn't thought about
against us.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hadn't considered it either. I can't really remember Dundee's goal against us last week.
It was a boy knocked down felt like a free kick or something, and they knocked it down. They picked it at the edge of the box and
Oh,
put
right
it in.
enough, aye. But actually, that was probably a shot that you're no bothered about them taking it, kind of like a shot from
Yeah.
outside the box.
Well, they gave him the shot. They let him have
Aye,
it. It was just maybe because Marshall was incited till quite late.
we
But
are
it went in.
we're getting a bit of consistency in the defence now as well. Rocky's come back from the African Cup of Nations, and he seems to be the favoured left centre
Aye.
half now. Uh, I think it makes a difference if you've got a settled defence. Always say that. Like
Yeah.
if there's a area of the pitch that you don't fuck about with, it's your back four or back
Yeah.
three, whatever it is that you're
Cadden
playing.
back as well the day. The last 15 or 20.
Aye. The half Monty said, hope they were just tired, but that was rotten. But we won ugly. Earlier in the season, would have blown that top six, bring on the Huns. AKA Rab said, great win, needed win. We'll need to be better to get the win up there, though. And fuck the Huns, too.
Hello them.
A lot of love for the Rangers today, yeah. Mark Blacey says, much better since Rocky came back into the team. He has been underrated and think has been better than Fish this season. Has he? Has Rocky been better than Fish this season, Colin?
Aye. I think so. I think, yeah. I'm not saying Fish is bad. He does some good stuff. I think Fish has probably made more mistakes than Rocky
Mm-hmm.
this season. And they've maybe not been punished with a last minute goal in a derby, which everybody remembers and everybody goes, oh, he's got that in him, all that stuff. But I think quantity, I would imagine, my perception is that there's less than
Aye.
Fish. I
I
think
thought
the left hand side centre half gets more of the blame and the right hand gets away with it. I don't know what it is.
Nah, I think him. I thought Fisher was good today, though. Thought
Yeah.
he and Rocky both had solid games. Hibs US said first time in a while got result and performance expected. Not perfect, but a comfortable 2-0 at home against Ross County, where it should have been more is good news right now. Pat Fry's image says 3 more points in a game where we looked fatigued. Good to get the win and a clean sheet. Ref was as bad as we thought, but today it didn't matter. Only 3 minutes added at the end. I had guessed 4 minutes at the end is what I thought because I couldn't really remember many stoppages. But there
Just
wasn't
lot of
like a
subs.
wasn't a
Aye,
lengthy
just
VAR
lots of
check
subs.
or that, so I was all right with the 3 minutes. Plus we were winning 2-0, so
Aye.
fair enough. You saw how long Rangers go, eh? Like they were still playing, and I was like, fucking
Was it 9 minutes or something?
something like that.
Aye,
They had a
aye.
big long VAR check, I think, for the Rangers penalty, but I'm fucking past talking about it, right? Um, David Burns says, job done against the stuffy Ross County. Clean sheet back in the top six. Fourth has to be the aim for the season now, surely. Colin, should he call you Shirley?
Aye, call me anything he wants.
Um,
But I think
but
there's a point there, though. I mean, we were close at points. We've already touched on it. There was points today we were really close to fourth place.
aye,
It feels a wee bit further away than now because of the late goals and stuff. But I think that shows it's maybe no as unrealistic as we thought. Especially we've got Ross County again. We've got Livingston to play in the next two
yeah,
games in the league, and
yeah.
Motherwell as
I,
well. I think that before the split. So
I think if you're in the Hibs dressing room, you Montgomery and the players, you've got to be looking at fourth and saying, right, let's just fucking go
yeah.
all guns blazing to get it. Most importantly, though, win the cup.
Uh-huh.
That's the big one because of the European places. Go and do that
Yeah,
because that would be fucking
that would be outstanding.
hilarious.
Not just for winning the cup. Like it is all about winning the cup, eh? It's
Mm-hmm.
not about Europe. Like Hearts fans kind of tie themselves up nuts about the League Cup. Coming the League Cup used to have a European place and it
Aye,
lost it, and they're like, well, we didn't want to win the League Cup because you didn't get into Europe because you like, no, but you got a big fucking medal hang. That's what
aye,
you're
a
actually in
big
the cup
trophy.
for,
Aye,
and that's the thing you're in the cup for. But this year, especially with them thinking they've run away, with them running away with third place, if we could chop them at the knees on that, that would be fucking tremendous.
aye. Michael Donachie says, let's praise Levitt for a good sub appearance when he came on. Absolutely. Debbie said clean sheet. Gillian says ugly win, but that'll do. Steve Brown says huge result for us given the other results. We really need to kick on from here. John Burke. Yuan was a shot in the arm. Boyle's probably done. Venti still not delivering on our 700k investment, and Miller's off the boil. Right, Yuan was a shot in the arm, so I thought Yuan did lift us when he came on. Boyle's probably done. Harsh.
I think it's a bit. Aye, it was only last week we were getting tweets saying he's back.
And Venti's still not delivering on our 700k investment. Is
Aye,
that
he's,
is that fair? Like I have like it's almost like I know that I would want to invite a pylon on Venti or anything like that. Like I think he's obviously a good player, but I do think that he's not delivered on the early promise. If you kind of
no,
just be totally objective about it, the looks like
even
there's more to come
numbers.
from. Aye,
Aye, the goals, like even that one, the day passing up an opportunity, a shot and stuff. That's not helping his stats and his perception and that thing, and that price tag will always hang around him as well.
aye,
How accurate it is, we don't know, eh? Like, but it was a price tag over 500,000 by all accounts. Whether it's 700, I don't know, but um, that's always got to weigh him down until unless he goes and scores 20, 30 goals in a season.
aye. Michael said, great result against a team battling to stay in the league. And after a massive midweek game, is the Rangers getting beat good or bad for our cup tie? Would you think? Will it have a bearing?
It could have. It could have. But as you said, they've still got. It depends on the result tomorrow. If Celtic can wipe out Hearts, then that'll make them feel worse about it. If Hearts get a result, then they'll probably brush it off. But then they've got Benfica as well, so they've got other things to think about. I think that rather than, I think this might be their third priority.
Hope so. Right. Nomad said, commanding display from Rocky. Liam Hammond said, we're getting better and better, but really need to finish our chances. But we can definitely guarantee top six if we keep getting these results. Ending the weekend in six is what we like to see. Sean Taylor said, main thing was the win. Keep winning these winnable matches, and fourth is on. We've spoken about that before. It's like win the games that you should win,
Aye.
and you'll be all right.
Yep.
Drew Morris, it's still coming together. Bits are still off, and confidence is still fragile. But each week should see the team grow and become a much better team. Is he on that? Like I think obviously we've seen a lift with the players that came in January, right? So the standard went up, and the more the team play together, the better they get. I totally agree with Drew there. I think I'm quite glad we've not got a game in midweek, and we've got this like a week at the change, so a bit of recovery, but also like a bit of just getting the team in together to kind of work on
Yeah.
things that ahead of the Rangers game. Like I
Maybe get away
said,
to Dubai or something for a few days.
they should do. Daniel Rintoul said Boyle was dreadful. Ewan should be playing instead. Done enough to win, but needs to be better. The pitch looked like it was a bit bare in places. The pitch did look like it was a bit, a bit sparse, wee bits here and
The
there.
boy, the boy Stevie, the groundsman, tweeted during the week or last week saying that there was some yellow something or other in the
Yellow
grass.
leaf disease. I think it was called yellow leaf. The weather's been shite in that as well. It must be hard to be a groundsman, like and try to kind of
Yeah.
keep a football pitch in top condition. Eki McThump said, time to drop Boyle. He's done nothing for weeks and looks disinterested at times. The team was far better when he went off. Gareth Falconer said, I honestly think I'd find it easier running through a brick wall than I would Rocky Bashiri. That's what he played like today. It's like, thou shall not pass.
He's a unit, like.
Aye.
Yeah, absolute unit.
KM Urquhart said, we made hard work for that, and I did think it was a game for Yuan to make an impact. However, I'll take any win at the moment. David said, now we seem to have the players that can compete. Was it unfair to judge Nick Montgomery until now? Still think the defence hasn't got enough quality, but we should be able to better assess Monty moving forward. Which I kind of like that were we too quick to judge, or was it fair? Because he came in 4 games into the season. So was it a big enough sample size by the time we got to January to say he's not doing it or he is doing it?
Aye, it is. It is time to make judgment. It is enough time. But we gave him more time and he's starting to turn it around because he's brought better players in. He never had that opportunity to bring players in, but we knew that when we signed him and
Yeah,
we said that at the time. We need a coach that can make what he's got better. And he did initially. And then it fell off a cliff.
aye. Scotty said 2 minutes in and the ref blows for a foul against Mariah Welsh. I'm thinking, here we go again. Thankfully, the lads done enough to pull out a result. Some very good 90 minutes. Goals also in other games. Yeah, good late goals in other games. Sam said Miller's been absolutely short of confidence since he came back from the Asian Cup, and who can blame him after it was his mistakes that knocked Australia out, and had a really short fuse today. So glad Cad's got some minutes. Overall, we won ugly as we were very poor, but the luck was with us. I thought Miller was all right. It's funny, like, so Joshua brought his power in at half time and says, what change would you make? And they were like, oh, take Miller off. And I was like, he's been all right. But then I watched him and he did give the ball out. He was on his arse a lot
Yeah.
the day. But I thought he was all right. No,
I
no,
think it was any different to normal.
no great, but no terrible either. Um, David, 1875, said, oh, Longbangers, do you know what he's worth? Is
Uh,
that the Levitt song now? Is it?
Aye,
Dylan
Belinda
Levitt's the
Carell
best,
on the piano.
the
Yeah.
best on earth. Camster said, "Is subbing Mercondes for Chianti is now a superstition?"
I think Marcondes wanted to come off, but
Aye.
pretended he didn't. He?
That's like kind of had me back. When you go when
Aye.
you want to fight with somebody, you have the intention it. Ryan Moe said we were sloppy first half. The subs all affected the game for the better. We've got decent options now. It's been a while since we had that. And last word goes to man on the spot who said never felt under any pressure. Their rank rotten. Tempo has to be better, and some of the passing was again awful. Win that matters. On we go. Right, Colin. So just quickly then, Rangers on
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Um, crappy tea time kickoff on Mother's Day. We spoke about it already. How do you see it playing out?
2-1 Hibs. But I'm thinking it can go to penalties on the night, can it?
And do you think it'll be 2-1 after penalties?
No, I'm
Rangers are the
thinking.
last team you want to go to penalties
I
against.
know,
The fucking
I know.
practice
Play
they get.
practice.
Aye,
But it's only Tavernier that gets the practice.
aye. And I suppose their
Um,
keeper will not care what to do.
no, no, that's right. I was thinking 2-1, but then I thought, oh, maybe 1-1 extra time penalties, something like that. I think it'll be quite close.
I fancy us. I think I'm just getting carried away with things in a way, but I've a wee feeling for us for the whole thing
Aye,
this
do
season.
you? Oh
Aye,
well, fingers crossed.
I genuinely do. And so if we're going to do that, it means we have to win on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm hell or high water. I think we'll get past them. But I think we'll surprise them with how we play. And I think, like we did against Hearts, so I suppose my worry is that they go and do what they did to Hearts and turn it on because they know they're in for a game.
And because they are capable of doing it.
Aye,
yeah.
but I think they've maybe not found it easy against us, but they've not found it particularly difficult against us this season. And I think that there's maybe that risk of complacency coming from them. And if we turn up like we did at Tynecastle or like we did last Saturday against Dundee, anything can happen. I think we're in a shout to give them a good game and getting something from it. Anyway, right, you look like you're on the move, so we'll call it a night there. I think Kevin, you're off there. Like, is he needing the toilet? Is he just finding another route? Right there? Is that's where going?
Right, on a fish.
Right, okay.
On a fish.
Right, we'll leave it there. We'll be back with extra time on Tuesday for a subscriber. You can get that, so you can subscribe either at Patreon or Hubwave, or now on our YouTube channel as well. So go ahead and do that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.